tank would eventually instill fear in the hearts of the Allies, eventually receiving another upgrade as well as many different variations of the Tiger chassis. I'm Duncannuva, and today we'll be talking about one of the most iconic vehicles from the war, the Tiger 1, as well as its cousin, older sibling, the Tiger 2. We'll start with the Tiger 1, of which there are four variants. One of them is a premium variant that I cannot get, of the Tiger 1. For people who don't know, you can get the Tiger H1 after you've unlocked in rank 3. It's a good tank, and we'll just open it up. The Tiger 1, H1 here, has less armor on the top due to, this was before allies could have used air raids to it. There's in the game, here in War Thunder, it is a 9.9 degrees of turret rotation per second. But that's not all. The Tiger is equipped with the fearsome 88, long 88 cannon, which was designed from the German Flak 88. And I do with the page for Wikipedia, and apparently it tells me, which I don't know if it's 100% sure, that the Tiger E was the first one. But, oh well. The full name is Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger. It would be Panzerkampfwagen Panzer 6 Tiger. The Tiger tank had 80mm of the frontal armor and 100mm of frontal armor and 80mm of the side and the rear. The E variant here in War Thunder has two more, 102 in the front and 82 on the sides and rear. Same with the turret, but the turret's just got 100 in the front, which means this tank is very, very soft turreted. As per its older brother, the Tiger 2, this is the Henschel SLA-16, which is also equipped with the 88. There are three different versions of that, and as well as one of its two bases. The Tiger 2P, the Tiger 2H, and the fictional, prototyped, or never even built, 105mm Tiger 2. I do believe that's got the H turret. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's got a H turret. No, it's an H turret because it's not sloped at the front. So there you go. And, of course, it would eventually lead on to the mighty German Maus. But what are the four different versions? You can get two different versions of the Panzerkampfwagen prototype Tiger P. And this is it here. The Tiger P, although this other one was a VK404, D501, I think? I don't know. Don't have the tank, as I said. This one here is a premium tank. It is otherwise known as the Porsche Tiger. And it has more armor at the front, 204 as compared to the 100 and 102, so it has 102 more at the front, and the turret has 120. This tank is very good. Unfortunately, the reason you don't see the Tigers built as this is because the engine would catch on fire, as if I can show you where the engine is. Porsche had developed a electro-generic engine. So it ran with an electric generator, but unfortunately, because of the strain on the engines burst into flames. Which I think here in War Thunder, this tank, if you hit in the engine, is more susceptible to becoming on fire. Yeah, not much I can say. And it's one of the it's one of many German tanks that, it's one of the few I've seen that doesn't have this transmission located in the front of the tank. But what are the other two variants? Well, of course, we've got the Ferdinand, or what was later upgraded to the Elephant. The Ferdinand has a chassis of the Tiger 2P. Yeah, there you go. There's its transmissions are located in the rear. So, fair enough. Chassis of the Tiger 2P and no machine gun. It was built to stop many things. Vehicle Cummings for its like T-34s and Shermans. Unfortunately, due to lack of machine gun, it was quickly overrun by infantry and would be killed. Its later upgrade, the Elephant, would receive a machine gun, which I don't think is in the game. No. And the last one is the Jagd Tiger. I do think some of the Stürmer Meal, I don't think Stürmer Meal or any of those are based off them. And the Jagd Tiger is based off the chassis of the Tiger 2. Except it's got 250 Current armor, and I love this tank with a 128mm gun. Anything else based off the Tigers? I don't think so. I'm just gonna double check, because... No, that's based off the Panzer IV. The way you can tell them is how the road wheels line this. I do believe it's a Panzer IV as well. You know, Panzer IV chassis. Still to Emil. Again, I don't know, it could be based off the Panther chassis. Might be able to. Let's have a look at the Panther D, because I think that will do quite well as what I need. Might have been based off this chassis, but I don't know. I've yet to unlock one. Anyway, I think I'll read a bit from the... No. Yes, Kip, I love you too. I think I'll read a bit about the Tiger 2, the Tiger 1 here, from its Wikipedia page. Yes, that's the 88. Alst E. It's designed by Henschel. Yeah, they're between torsion bar suspension, which I do believe in that. I will tell you the downsides of it. While the Tiger 1 was called an outstanding design for its time, it was over-engineered using expensive material and labour-intensive methods. One of the key things is if you see the overlapping road wheels on it and the Panther and even the Tiger 2 and some of the later versions of German tanks, imagine if one of those inner road wheels got hit and destroyed. You'd have to take off several of the outer road wheels before you'd be able to get into the inner road wheels to fix it. Yuck. Not only that, but because of its weight, if it was to go into really muddy terrain, it would get stuck. The tank was given the nickname Tiger by Ferdinand Porsche and was a Roman numeral added afterwards. Then the Tiger 2 was added. There's a 4, there's an H, previous depends on last H. Yep. Interesting fact, the only working tank in the world is the tank Tiger 131 at Bovington Tank Museum. Yeah, the Wafflemith requested a new tank. VK301 and 3601 Krupp. Of course they did. So what led to the creation of the Tiger tanks? Well, it was the introduction of more heavily armed versions of tanks, such as the Matilda, the Char-1C, some of the other French tanks, and of course the KB-1 and TB-4. These tanks were literally a pain in Hitler's side, and by Hitler's Irvings and that as well. Because of it, I know I'm going on. These tanks and their sloped armor, and how they are, and lack of sloped armor, and how thick their armor was, led to many of the German tanks at the time, including the Panzer F1 and the F2 that came on later, many of the Panzer IIIs, and even some of the self-propelled guns they had, were unable to penetrate it and do any damage to the Tiger, to the tank itself. In the during the invasion of the Soviet Union, a KV-1 tank managed to hold off the entire German army for a couple of days because every other shot that they fired from other tanks would bounce off the hull. Hitler was getting rather pissed off at this time and said, "I want to did want to conquer Russia," so a new tank would have needed to have been built. Enter in Ferdinand Porsche, Hitler's oldest friend at the time. due to him. Wow, and that's what happens if you get hit flat in the side by an even bigger gun. It should have bounced because my turret was at a 225-degree angle. Weird. This game does need to fix up the armor bouncing. We're gonna Panther 4 for now. I know I'm talking about the Tiger tanks. Should have done a Tiger tank, but I'm not. Yeah. No, we're only fighting over one. Something using flanking ups. The Tiger, Ferdinand Porsche ran into one. However, Henschel, also biting for Hitler's favour, also decided to design a tank for himself. These two would be known as the VK projects. Anything that they had built for them would eventually be incorporated into the Tiger, including the Tiger's iconic turret. Now let's put a note here. For those of you who have played World of Tanks and have spent hours grinding through the 75mm armament and the weird looking turret on the Tiger tank, those turrets were never considered or were test turrets and never ever actually going to be fitted to the Tiger tank. They were better suited for the Panther, as that's what they more look like. So those turrets, I do believe, are called non-canon. I do believe are not canon, or in this case not canon. The Tiger would later see quite extensive action in the Africa campaign under Edward Rommel. Churchills and Matildas, who were usually capable of stopping Panzer IVs, were unable to stop the Tiger tank until the Battle of Tunisia, when a Churchill tank fired 3 shots at Tiger 131 and knocked the tank out. Because of how well it had done in the Battle of Tunisia, this tank was captured and sent back to Britain, where King George V did overlook the tank. To see how the Germans had done this. After much time and looking over the Tiger tank that they had captured, the Tiger tank was eventually studied and used to help develop better tanks. Tanks that would eventually help with the downfall of Nazi Germany. This would later lead into such projects such as a better gun on the tank. And of course, any captured Tiger tanks were quickly experimented on and used. To find better penetrations in the weaknesses of the Tiger tank, even Panther tanks. After much time and effort, Germany's Tiger tanks were just used as propaganda material to fight against for the British population and against that. The Tiger's fearsome reputation had been shattered. Tore off my shirts and bastard. So glad I had the shirts in. And I'm stuck because I'm trying to reverse up a hill. Yeah. There was only one way this was going to end. That was this through death. However, Germany had decided to take what the Tiger had and use it for a new project. Again, talking to Henschel as his design had won. Enter in the Tiger II. The Tiger II was going to take what made the Panther great, sloped armor, and put the strength of the Tiger in place. Unfortunately, the Tiger II entered the war too little, too late, and was unable to stop the Allied invasion of Normandy, and later served as the downfall. So, what happened? Why was the Tiger II and the Tiger I too expensive to produce? Well, have a look at the tank. Even here in War Thunder, you can see what made this tank very expensive. The fact that they needed to increase the armor. The Tiger II had better armor than the Tiger I because there were tanks out there that could easily penetrate it. And of course there were other tanks based on the chassis and such of the Tiger I, of the Tiger II and Tiger I. Oh man, if they ignore me off the side here. Got to be careful, because if they go through that gap there and see me. Yeah, like that, I'm dead. IS-6 killed me. I'd love to know how though, because the IS-6 was a prototype tank and couldn't actually do much. Well, if you give them the broadside of the tank, you can die. But the IS-6 needs to be nerfed so much. So basically, let's just get the and then should get over. I can go. People have done videos in the Tiger tank before, and I don't really need to add much. I'd just like to say this: if Germany, I'm planning on doing a video in the near future of saying, what if Germany had their Tiger tanks, the Maus? Yes, I know we lost on 38 Parallel Division.
The Rat.
We'll go on about the Rat later in another video. Which I'll call prototypes of World War II, and I'll explain what the different prototypes, each different prototypes and that is. But in the near future, I'm going to do a video of what if Hitler had all of the Waffenweapons, or Wonder Weapons, that he had developed during the Second World War. This includes the, and I'll show you, the Panzerkampfwagen 8 Maus, the 105cm Tiger, the Messerschmitt Me-262, 163, the Heinkel HE-162 Salamander, the Horton 229, and the Arado 234B2. Oh, and the Unicorn. Panzersturler. I'm Duncannuva, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Bye.